What is sexy? You know it when you see it, but what are the qualities that make up someone being sexy?
Yeah, we think of sexy as someone who looks good on the outside, but all the research points to sexiness coming from the inside. And I'm sure we've all heard that the sexiest women are the most confident women.
So, how can someone tap into that sexual confidence?
The closer you get to being your most authentic self, the more self worth, self esteem, and confidence you will naturally have.
So, you're saying that sexiness is just being yourself? I love this. I agree with this. Something that I have said in many, many years of doing parties for women, intimacy toy parties, was that sexiness begins in the brain, and the sexier we feel on the inside, the sexier we feel on the outside, and vice versa. And so it kind of really all builds on itself. So here are 5 characteristics of a sexy person.
So, characteristic number one is you're comfortable in your own skin. Psychologists have known for decades that simply believing you are attractive increases your desirability by others, regardless of your physical appearance. Research predicts that one of the reasons confidence is so sexy is because it's hard for us to judge the value of a potential partner right away. We assume that people know themselves best, so we use their self confidence or lack of it as a gauge of how valuable they actually are as a partner.
The second characteristic of someone who is sexy is that they know how to make other people feel good. Someone who can make us feel good lights up the reward pathways in our brain, and it motivates us to want more. And this makes people want to share more of themselves with other people. Charming people are charming because they are very interested in you.
That's the truth. The third characteristic is you know your worth. People who know their own worth are selective about who they give their time and attention to, which means they will naturally be less available to someone with low self esteem.
The next characteristic is that you have a great time. Studies found that people with fun and a great sense of humor were more successful romantically. We're drawn to fun people who we believe are better at communication and conflict resolution. And research validates that people who choose a more agreeable partner cope better with difficult life circumstances and have higher levels of relationship satisfaction.
The next characteristic is you have the courage to be vulnerable. Researchers who conducted a series of experiments on hundreds of participants found that vulnerability can be very alluring. They named this the beautiful mess effect. We love seeing the raw truth and openness in other people because vulnerability is incredibly humanizing.
Mm. And vulnerability is so scary, I think, for a lot of people to open themselves up. Why do you think that is?
So, the base of authenticity and vulnerability is getting over the feeling of rejection. So, if I put my real self out there and I'm vulnerable with you, you're going to reject me. And that's a really hard thing to get over. And yet, as the studies show, when you can just be yourself and you can be your most vulnerable, that is the most alluring and sexy. Find out this and so much more by subscribing to the Sensational Sex Podcast. And please grab our free gift to you. Links will be in the description. And if you like this podcast, then make sure to check out this next one coming up.